There is a particular kind of silence that feels heavier than rejection. It's the silence after you stop trying. After you decide not to send another message. Not to double text. Not to check his last scene. You tell yourself you are done. And yet, you still wonder. Will he notice? Will he miss me? Will my absence finally mean something? If you've ever felt this, you know it isn't really about strategy. It's about longing. It's about wanting to matter. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a desperate way. Just in a way that feels chosen. Because when someone seems uninterested, something inside you tightens. You replay every interaction. You analyze every tone shift. You search for what you did wrong. And beneath all of that, there is a quieter question. How do I become unforgettable? But what most people don't realize is that the desire to be missed is rarely about control. It's about reassurance. Reassurance that you were significant. Reassurance that you weren't just convenient. Reassurance that your presence left an imprint. And sometimes, the very behaviors meant to make someone miss you are the ones that erase your impact. People who deeply want to be missed often behave in ways that feel instinctive. They often lean closer when they sense distance. You may notice how they increase effort when attention decreases. They reply faster. They become more available, more understanding, more flexible. Without realizing it, they try to compensate for fading interest. If he becomes distant, they become warmer. If he pulls back, they lean in. They often rationalize it. He's busy. He's just stressed. He doesn't mean it. They may initiate conversations more frequently. Offer support even when it's not reciprocated. Adjust their personality slightly to match his preferences. Not dramatically. Just subtly. They laugh a little louder at his jokes. Tone down opinions that feel too strong. Downplay needs that might seem demanding. Because somewhere inside, there is a belief. If I become easier, he won't leave. They may study his patterns. When he responds. What he likes. Who he gives attention to. Comparison creeps in. Maybe I need to be more like that. Without realizing it, they begin shrinking parts of themselves. The parts that might feel inconvenient. Too emotional. Too expressive. Too intense. They think being unforgettable means being perfect. But memorability does not come from perfection. It comes from presence. And presence disappears when you are constantly adjusting. This pattern rarely begins with him. It often begins much earlier. In childhood, attention can feel conditional. Affection might have been warm one moment, distant the next. Approval might have depended on performance. Good grades. Good behavior. Being easy. If love felt something you had to maintain, you learned quickly. You learned to read moods. To adapt. To anticipate withdrawal. If a caregiver became emotionally unavailable without explanation, you internalized the shift. You may not remember specific moments. But your nervous system does. It remembers the anxiety of unpredictability. The way silence felt threatening. The way distance felt like abandonment. So as an adult, when a man becomes inconsistent, your body reacts before your mind does. You feel the urgency to secure connection. To restore closeness. To prevent loss. Because for someone with this history, indifference feels dangerous. Not simply disappointing. Dangerous. It echoes old instability. It says, you are losing your place. And the instinct is to fight for it. In adulthood, this manifests in subtle but powerful ways. When he pulls away, you may try harder. When he becomes vague, you become clearer. When he delays responses, you become more responsive. It feels logical. If he sees your value more clearly, he'll return. If he feels supported enough, he'll appreciate you. If he realizes you are rare, he'll miss you. But something unexpected happens when someone senses that you are overinvested. The dynamic shifts. Desire thrives on space. On uncertainty. On autonomy. Not on pursuit. When you are constantly available, there is no absence to notice. When you are always understanding, there is no tension to feel. And without tension, longing fades. This is not about manipulation. It is about human psychology. We often recognize value when it becomes less accessible. We feel absence when presence was once constant. But this shift is not something you force. It is something that happens naturally when you stop chasing. And stopping is difficult. Because stopping feels like surrender. Like giving up. Like admitting he might not choose you. But sometimes, the moment you stop trying to be unforgettable is the moment your absence becomes real. There is also a deeper truth here. When you desperately want someone to miss you, you are often measuring your worth through their attention. You are asking them to confirm your significance, to validate your desirability, to prove that you mattered. But this external validation is unstable. If he responds warmly, you feel relief. If he goes quiet, you feel panic. Your emotional state becomes tied to his engagement. And that is exhausting. Because you are no longer grounded in yourself. You are anchored in his reactions. The irony is this. The more grounded you become in your own life, the more space is created naturally. When your focus shifts inward, toward your work, your friendships, your routines, energy redistributes. You are not calculating absence. You are simply present elsewhere. And that shift is felt. Because energy changes before behavior does. He may not consciously analyze it, but he senses the difference. You are not leaning forward anymore. You are upright, self-contained. And self-containment creates intrigue. There is also grief in this process. Because letting go of the effort means facing reality. It means acknowledging that you cannot make someone feel what they do not feel. You cannot manufacture longing. You cannot engineer desire. That realization hurts. It feels like loss of control. But control was never the foundation of connection. Reciprocity is. If someone is not interested, trying harder rarely creates interest. It often creates imbalance. And imbalance erodes attraction. When you stop chasing, two things happen. Either he notices your absence, or you notice your own peace. Both outcomes reveal truth. And truth is more stabilizing than hope. You might recognize this shift in yourself. The moment you decide not to initiate again. The moment you resist checking your phone. The moment you choose not to explain your silence. At first, anxiety rises. What if he forgets me? But beneath the anxiety, there is space. And in that space, something new grows. Self-respect. Not loud. Not performative. Just quiet alignment. You stop auditioning for approval. You stop proving your value. You allow your absence to exist without explanation. And absence is powerful not because it manipulates, but because it reveals. It reveals who notices, who reaches out, who feels the change. And if he does not respond, then his silence becomes information, not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of his level of investment. The deeper shift is internal. You begin to realize that being missed is not something you create. It is something that happens when you were genuinely present. When you were authentic. When you were not shrinking or overperforming. People miss who you truly are, not who you try to become for them. And if he only valued the version of you that was always available, always accommodating, always chasing, then what he misses is not you. It is convenience. There is a difference. And recognizing that difference is empowering. Not in a dramatic way. In a stabilizing way. Because your energy returns to you. Your focus becomes clearer. You are no longer waiting for a notification to determine your mood. You are living. And living is magnetic. Not because it forces someone to miss you, but because it restores your center. There is still vulnerability. You may still hope he thinks of you. You may still wonder if he scrolls through old messages. That is human. But the urgency fades. Because you understand something deeper now. You cannot force someone to feel absence. But you can choose not to abandon yourself in pursuit of it. And that choice changes everything. When you are not chasing, you are choosing. Choosing your time. Your energy. Your attention. And attention is valuable. Not because it creates longing, but because it defines your boundaries. In the end, the question shifts. It is no longer, how do I make him miss me? It becomes, why am I trying to convince someone to value what I offer? And that shift is quiet, but transformative, because the moment you stop trying to be unforgettable is often the moment you become undeniable. Not through effort, through presence, through grounded stillness, through authenticity. And if he misses you, it will not be because you calculated it. It will be because you stopped chasing it. And if he doesn't, then you will still have something more important. Yourself. Not shrinking, not overperforming, not adjusting to earn attention, but existing fully. And that is something no one can ignore for long. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped trying to.